I hear it all the time. I'd love to grow food, but I live in an apartment.
I got no yard.
Look, I get it. I do. Me, myself, I started with the 5-gallon bucket. It cost me nothing. And it took up maybe like 2 square feet. And trust me, it works. So let me show you exactly how. See, here's the thing that people don't realize. You don't need a whole bunch of land. Don't need a homestead. And you don't even need a backyard. What you need is a bucket. The kind that you could just grab from any old hardware store. Or honestly, ask a restaurant. They be throwing these kind of buckets away every day for free. So today, I'm gonna show you how to turn one of these bad boys into a real producing food source. Stuff that you can actually eat. Right on your own apartment balcony. Right on your patio. Or right on a patch of dirt like we got out here. I'm gonna be walking you through what plants actually work in a 5-gallon bucket. Then I'll be planting some carrots live right here in this video so you can see exactly how it's done. Now let's talk what actually grows well in a 5-gallon bucket, because this opens up way more than people actually think. First up, tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes especially. They love a bucket. And you can get a crazy production just off of one plant. Honestly, tomatoes are a perfect plant to start growing, especially if you live in an apartment. They don't require a lot of space at all. Next up, cucumbers. All you need to do is build you a little trellis, lean it up against a wall, and those cucumbers will climb right up. Full cucumbers from a bucket on a balcony. Now that's the next level garden. Third, we got garlic. Probably the easiest one on this list. Fill up a bucket, drop your cloves in, and cover them up. Come back in a few months, you got yourself some garlic. That's it. Pretty easy maintenance. And then probably the MVP for growing in a bucket, herbs. That's where container gardening really shines, especially if you're in a small space. Basil, cilantro, oregano. We got parsley right there. You can put this by a windowsill and you can have fresh herbs in just a few months. Zero excuse not to just plant you a couple herbs in a little bucket. Strawberries are another great plant for container gardening. I've seen people pull insane production from one strawberry plant in a 5-gallon bucket. Peppers are also another great plant for container gardening and this method that we're doing today. And then lastly, carrots, which is actually what we're gonna be doing today. Planting some carrots in our little bucket. Now real quick, here's something that people kind of miss a little bit, especially when they're first starting out. Bucket size does matter. In 5 gallons, that's your sweet spot right there. Too small, and you're just gonna stress the root system out. Plants, they need room to breathe down here. In 5 gallons, it gives it that room to breathe. Real quick, I'm actually not gonna be using this bucket today. I actually use this bucket for cleaning my chicken coop and all that. So we're not gonna use this bucket. I do have a garden pot here. It is a 5-gallon pot, so technically same size. Same concept, but the main point of this video is utilizing 5-gallon buckets because we can get these all day, every day, and pretty much dang near for free if you know where to ask. So with that said, let's talk drainage in our 5-gallon bucket. How are we gonna make sure that this bucket can drain well for our plants? And all you're gonna wanna do, I already actually have some holes on here because I did use this, like I said in the past when I first started, I did use this for gardening. So I already got our holes on here now, and all I did is I went all around the side, maybe about no more than 6 inches spacing all around the side towards the bottom of the bucket, and then also on the bottom of the bucket itself you can see probably about 4 or so inches spacing. We drilled some holes on the bottom of the bucket. So you want to get some holes on the bottom, you want to get a couple holes on the side to allow for proper and good drainage of water. That way this bucket and the plant can retain the proper moisture it needs to grow healthy and strong. Once you got that all done, you're gonna wanna go ahead, fill it up. We have many videos back on our channel on how to fill your garden beds and your garden pots. So I'm not gonna go into too much detail, but real quick, throw you some compost in there, sticks, leaves, all that stuff. And then on the top few inches, get you a good little bit of topsoil on there. Really easy, really simple. Dirt from your own yard, you can use that too, free. And we already got this bucket ready to go, soiled up, got everything it needs. Let's go start planting our carrots. We got our carrot seeds right here. And for carrots, in your standard 5-gallon bucket, you can generally get about 10 to 15. For some of your smaller varieties, you could probably get quite a bit more, maybe 20, 30 carrots in a 5-gallon bucket. But standard, generally 10 to 15 is your best bet. That way it just prevents overcrowding and them getting intertwined. Spacing, you want about 2 to 3 inches apart of the carrots. And honestly, what I'm gonna do, my little method is I'm gonna put a seed right in the center, and then I'm gonna space all the other seeds out around that one. All right, there we go. Our carrot seeds, they are pretty small, but all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get a couple right there in the center of the pot, and then we're just gonna kind of just around. And you know me, we always overplant a little bit just to be sure. And sometimes not everybody germinates, but there we go. We got some in the center, and then we spaced out around the edge there. And then all we're gonna do is just lightly, a couple inches down, we're gonna press, and we can cover it up. You're all covered up and planted. If you couldn't tell, this soil is already moist. It's been raining like crazy. We just hit rainy season this month here where I am in Mexico. So we don't need to water nothing. The soil is already ready to go. It's gonna be raining again tomorrow. So we shouldn't have to water too much. Nature should be able to take care of it. If you've seen our videos in the past, we've had success growing carrots before we did it in our garden bed over there. But now we're gonna do it in a 5-gallon bucket to show you guys out there that you don't need a lot of space. If you're living in a little apartment and you even got a windowsill, get you a bucket, put some seeds in it, and start growing your own food. Trust me, you're not going to regret it. It's a great trip. It's a great learning experience. And we get to learn something new and educate ourselves on how nature works, living off the land, and understanding how our ancestors used to live, and hopefully embrace that lifestyle. Now let me give you 3 things that can make or break your bucket garden. Because the planted part, it's easy. But the care part, that's where a lot of people mess up. Number 1, water. You see, buckets, they dry out faster than the ground. Easy way to tell if you need a water, stick your finger about 1 inch down into the soil. And if it comes out and it's dry, no soil, then go ahead and water. If it comes out and you got soil stuck to your finger, wait 1 more day, test again. We all know that plants, they need ample amounts of sun to be able to grow, germinate, all that good stuff. So if you can only do it inside of your house, make sure that that window gets at least 6 to 12 hours of sunlight in a day. Number 3, make sure you feed it a little something. About 4 to 6 weeks in, the compost that you put in there is gonna start running low on nutrients. Once a week, do a little bit of liquid fertilizer. Another video that we got back on our channel, I'll put a link up here. I mean, at the end of the day, this stuff, it's not that complicated. I know most people try to make gardening sound like you need a degree or something, but you don't. Give it some water, give it some sun, maybe a little bit of nutrients. You'll be able to harvest your own food without having to rely on them big box stores all the time. Here's what I want y'all to understand. I'm a first generation doing this for the first time, learning as I go. And I started probably where some of y'all are starting right now. 1 little bucket, not a whole bunch of land, just a dream that I wanted to start growing something real. That I wanted to stop being dependent on all these big box stores and grocery stores that honestly is just a whole bunch of processed crap. This 1 bucket that we planted today, that's the beginning of a whole different relationship that you'll have with your food. Whether you're in a tiny little studio apartment or you're trying to build something like we are, principle stays the same. You can grow what you can, where you can, with what you have. And that's the loop right there. You start with 1 bucket, you learn, you add another one. You never know what might happen. So I hope you all learned something new here today. I hope that you got inspired to at least start the journey. Start growing something and see if it don't change your perspective on things. Thank you all for tuning into the channel. Thank you all for watching another video here on Mundo's Homestead Adventures. I'll see y'all next week. Peace.